Hey Leo. This is your November Scorpio season reading. All information to work with me one-on-one is below, as well as the extended link to this, or the extended video reading video link will be the first thing below on Patreon. All right. Well. So for some of you, the cycle has been that for some reason, in the conversation, this is maybe where the conversation is with yourself and in many different areas of your life this month, that consciously you know that you're not giving the effort that you should be to yourself. And now that part of you is feeling it. You may need to start in the most intimate, emotional way with yourself, and then expand from there, then put it into every other area of your life. But it's possible that that's what you've been taught. And I know for Leos, it's like, we don't think that about you, but it's because we see these different things that you have, or these different ways in which you experience your life, that and the attention you may get in other ways for this need to give yourself what you need, and the people in your life to give you what you need. And also that could be changing. For a lot of you, you may be asking for more. Of course, there's nothing wrong with that. It's not a bad time to state your claims or make it very clear, or become very clear to you that this is the most important lesson or learning that you're going through at this time. For others of you, it's, if you're having this with someone, a conversation, if this extends to someone else, it's you're not willing to let it go until it's heard. And if it's not going to be heard, this is a part of you that you're stubborn about. It's not going away, and it's only causing you to have more faith in yourself, more worthiness in yourself, you may understand also certain people in your life a little bit more from this. And as scary as it can be to state who we are, what we found that has been maybe missing from ourselves, and to come across it and integrate it into our lives, it feels so invigorating at first. But then when we actually have to have those conversations and really define the line, and you're not just saying it out of spite or anger, you're sitting down and saying, like, this is what I expect now. This is what I need now. This is where I'm at. And if I don't know where you're at, or I don't know if these things can't be met by you, or first and foremost by yourself, but we all need certain things from our partners. We all need certain things in our relationships. You're unwilling to, bend. And we may have had these conversations before, but this is really about this need to find not only balance, but space between your life and what you create and what you've created. You want time to enjoy it, this very Venusian thing, because Venus will be moving into Libra at the bottom of the deck. This energy is giving you a lot of power within yourself, and within this very place in your life where you may be having this conversation with someone, or the highest version of yourself, or your higher power. But if you're having it with someone, you're having it with someone who gets it, who's maybe there themselves. And that's always the best person or who's there more, right? Because these are states in which we may ebb and flow from until we really get it down. But this person really understands it in a way where that's where they live most of the time. That's where within them, they understand that no matter what they say no matter how people react to who they're becoming, they still remain who they are and grounded in that and understanding in that. So you may even notice that something shifts in you or clicks in you where you find more clarity in what's important to your life moving forward. Some things you wouldn't budge on and for some reason couldn't let go of or found really important, some values, those begin to even flourish themselves because you've had the discipline, right? It doesn't mean just because you give it those things, things will then happen, but you just intuitively knew, and this month you kind of get those like intuitive psyche rewards where it's like, okay, you really listen to yourself and now you have this greater expansion in your mind, ability to think and have ideas in conversations with someone where you may want to create from this place. You may want to co-create with this person. And once Venus moves into Libra, it becomes a lot more clear what you're then able to be and feel capable of handling and being responsible for at this time. Because this month will be an experience and in and out of your innate worthiness, what you and how that relates to what is in your control and what is not. Not just this month, but it's exposed in a greater way this month. It becomes very, very obvious to each one of us, especially if it's within the realm of what you're creating or wanting to create, the depth you're willing to go to, the depth and learning to maneuver through the depth of your mind and the heaviness that this can bring, that change can bring, that change of season can bring, that change of the person that you're becoming can bring, and what that looks like with the people around you, who you find yourself more connected to. Like there may be quite a few people, and it's very clear there's quite a few people in your life, but you feel more drawn to, you realize what you're more drawn to now and what that can leave behind, or where someone then has the choice to stay behind and not want to continue down this road or this path with you. And it's this option that, of course, you're like, well, why would you want to leave me? Or why would, it's not because maybe they're not good enough for who you're becoming, and for some people that will be the case, but it's more just like you're moving at a different pace. You're wanting a different game, and it's not that they're going to be necessarily left behind completely. It's just that they're just not at your pace. And you can do with that what you will. I mean, you can try to make that work, or you can make it work if it's not too, like if it's not something you have to really try at this time and it comes with ease, be grateful for it, but it may come with some tension, it may come with some growth, some conversations, some action, finding the fairness within it all, and being fair to yourself, right? Because if someone's offering you something, but it's not all adding up, it's up to you to confront that, or to face it, or say something, acknowledge it, speak up for yourself, because if no one else is around, and regardless if they are or not, you can't expect that to always happen either, right? So not that you do, and you're someone who normally is able to really speak up for themselves, but when it has to do with something so intimate, I think you guys sometimes, that's a vulnerable area. That's a space where usually you let it go, or it works itself out, or it's very clear to you. But when it's in this realm of, okay, there's heaviness, this is happening, when so much is happening, everything kind of becomes more vulnerable. And even though we're in a fixed sign, it's also can be fixed change for a certain length amount of time that we may not have control over. So you acknowledge that going from last month to this month makes things more clear, gives a little more space to your needs, desires, and what's not being fulfilled, and also your everyday tasks and being a person while dealing with whatever emotions you're going through, or whatever questions that you're having with yourself and the people in your life. There's growth there. There's a fairness to where your energy needs to go at different times and what you may need to recalibrate with this month and go back to and say like, okay, maybe I need to hold off a little bit more and switch things up in this area. And it's very helpful with what boundaries look like right now and moving forward, and how that also has its weight in your emotional life. It's this way, actually. This is the last card. Where that can also, choosing that gives your subconscious a little bit of a break, or that flow from that hip. Because it looks like towards the end of the month you have some decisions to make and to take action as we move into Sagittarius season, and what that looks like for you and what stability looks like for you. Now you may be thinking and questioning stability and security and emotional stability, emotional security, and what you're willing to give, what you're not willing to give up, and how all of these questions are extremely important and need thoughtful answers to, not reactions. So that's why it's like, take a beat this month if you can, but also know that it will still bring up things that you need to address with yourself and what you've kind of been putting to the side. So it's a month of working out the inner workings out of it all. All right, Leo, we'll get more into the second part, which will be a link below. See you there.